Georgia Toffolo and her fiancé James Watt have spilled all on their relationship with their hilarious take on the viral suspect challenge. The ex-Made in Chelsea star, 30, and the millionaire Brewdog founder, 42, are enjoying a lavish holiday in the Maldives and couldn't resist the chance to poke fun at their romance by jumping on the social media trend. The challenge sees a couple playfully insult each other while taking on the role of cop and running suspect. James, who is reportedly worth an estimated £262 million, didn't hold back with his insults, yelling, "Suspect says she's a strong, independent woman that doesn't need any man but she hasn't paid a single bill in 12 months. Other gems included, "Suspect says she doesn't have a type but she chooses from the Sunday Times rich list. Suspect always says she's low maintenance. Suspect has a housekeeper in 2 different countries that I pay for, and suspect says we don't really have an age gap, but her therapist says it's just daddy issues." Georgia had her own insults ready though, quipping, "Suspect says he loves the simple life but lives in the penthouse on the 40th floor, and suspect dyes his beard black every Friday night to cover up the grays." James may have overstepped the mark though, with suspect says she really wants to get married but she hasn't seen the prenup yet, prompting Georgia to declare, "That's so savage." The video was met with a stream of comments with the likes of Perry Edwards and Georgia's Made in Chelsea co-star Jamie Lang calling it genius. Toff and James are relaxing in paradise, with the TV star keeping her followers up to date with the 5-star holiday. Sharing photos earlier this week, she penned a reflective caption, writing, "So many big life things have happened since we were last here a year ago. Exciting life milestones like getting engaged, but also difficult things too, with losing James' dad so suddenly over the summer. It's felt like we haven't had any time to process everything, the good and the bad too, just us. Which we've really needed. We made it. Looking far too fresh from traveling, the excitement has eclipsed any tiredness. For the next week, I plan on taking it all in with my future husband, OMG, in our favorite place in the world. Hello from paradise." James proposed at the end of October, on the week she celebrated her 30th birthday in the Greek islands. At the time, a source told Mail Online, he asked her to marry him yesterday in front of both of their families in Greece. After the proposal, they went to a big party at the Pelagoni Club and ended up dancing on tables to ABBA, celebrating with all the other guests. Georgia, who found fame as a regular cast member on E4's show Made in Chelsea, has been dating the millionaire Brewdog co-founder since last summer, and the pair now live together in London. Announcing the news while showing off her enormous diamond engagement ring, the blonde beauty told her Instagram followers, "James just asked me to marry him. It really was the best moment of my life so far. I never knew I could feel happiness like this. The easiest, quickest yes to being your wife. Our love story is my favorite. How we managed to find each other out of billions of people out there will always be my greatest blessing. I love you forever and the magical life we're building." James proposed with an exquisite 8-carat triple diamond studded band estimated to be worth £200,000. Georgia shared exclusively with Mail Online that her engagement ring was the most stunning thing she had ever seen. "I mean, I think it is the most stunning thing I've ever seen. I can't quite believe it. I'm still pinching myself that is on my hand. I had no idea how James was going to propose, but he said months ago, 'What, ring, would you like if we were to get engaged?' And I was like, oh my god, I know exactly what I want. So he then said, 'Why don't we pick it together?' I know lots of people think there needs to be a surprise, but I think it's a lot of pressure on a man to get something like that correct." She added, "He's so clever. I've never met anyone like him, and I've met a lot of really successful people. I feel really fortunate to have him as my confidant." However, as well as the high moments, it has also been a difficult year for the couple, with James' dad tragically passing away in August after battling pancreatic cancer. Sharing the heartbreaking news on Instagram at the time, the Brewdog founder wrote, "Early this morning, I lost my absolute hero and my forever rock as we said goodbye to my dad. My dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer only 6 weeks ago, and it was heartbreaking to see him decline so quickly. Only 8 weeks ago, he was still catching lobsters on his boat, the Serene BF 453. In May 2024, James stepped down from his role as CEO of the company he co-founded in 2007 alongside Martin Dickey. James has been at the center of a string of misconduct accusations in recent years after being accused of inappropriate behavior towards women at work. More than 15 ex-staff previously spoke out against him, with some claiming he made female bartenders feel uncomfortable and powerless. They were even advised by colleagues on how to avoid unwelcome attention from James, according to an investigation by BBC Scotland's disclosure programme. Caitlin Ising, who worked at a Brewdog bar in Ohio, US, said female staff would dress down when they knew Mr. What would be in their bars. She said, "We would make a point to warn new girls, like, hey, just so you know, James What's coming to town. Just kind of, like, leave after your shift, don't really hang around, and don't always do your hair and makeup that day, like don't catch his attention." Other former staff claim he was witnessed by staff kissing an intoxicated customer on a roof terrace at another US bar. James has said the allegations are false and denies behaving inappropriately.